What is up guys, Zach here from the Chaos Galaxy, and today I'm going to be doing a deck opening for the Chaos Galaxy Base Galaxy 4, or Starter Deck 4, the Wastelands of Baro. Now if you haven't seen the previous opening for the other starter deck that's come out at the same time, that is the Mysteries of Gaios. Inside it has the Night Jungle archetype, which is a very cool archetype, so if you haven't checked out those cards, there'll be a link in the description to the deck profile for them. But today it's all about the planet Baro, as you can see by the playmat here. But yeah, I'll get to opening this deck, showing you everything that's inside. Got lots of new cards to reveal. As you can see, there's one on the back there. I'll get to him in a moment, but as you can see, it contains one really rare card, 4 rare cards, 30 commons and 1 planet. And then there's a little description there. If you want to pause the screen and read through it, then go ahead. But if not, I will be doing an in-depth video on the cards inside this deck, how to use them. I'll go through a bit of the lore and some of the combos you can pull off in a later video. So subscribe to the channel to make sure you can see that in a few weeks' time. But anyway, let's go straight ahead and get inside if I can. Okay, so you've got the rulebook here that you can flick through, and then now discover the Wastelands of Baro. Very cool. I'll just put the cards in order and then go through them. I accidentally gave you a sneak peek of one there. Okay, so I've got all the cards here, and if you didn't know, this deck basically revolves around the Boulder Dragon archetype, which is a group of dragons that start off weak and have quite high health, and then they evolve and get bigger and bigger into the final form, Berserk Boulder Dragon, which has a really high power and health. It's the strongest creature for the whole of the planet Baro so far. So yeah, I'll get into the deck. Obviously there's a few other strategies going on, and lots of fun new cards which I'll show you. So Berserk Boulder Dragon, 450 power and 410 health. He's the really rare for the galaxy. And when this creature is played, you count all of your killed Boulder Dragon cards. And if this creature is on your planet after that many of either player's turn, you kill it. So say you've got 8 killed Boulder Dragons, he's going to stay on your planet for 8 turns, which is probably enough to win you the game actually. However, if you play him at the start of the game, say you've only got 2 Boulder Dragons there, he's not going to be on your planet for very long. So he's kind of the big boss which you save to the end to overpower your opponent, which is how the strategy of the planet Baro works. So he's the boss. You're then getting 2 copies of Baby Boulder Dragon. Sorry, I'll just zoom in a bit. So 2 copies of Baby Boulder Dragon. He's got very weak stats, but if he's in your hand or on your planet and killed whilst you've got a different Boulder Dragon on your planet, you gain 4 stars, which can help you play regular Boulder Dragon, who has 4 stars, 190 power and 210 health. He then goes on to the rare Big Boulder Dragon, which is the penultimate stage. He boosts up all your Baro creatures on your planet, and he can kill your opponent's attachment and resource cards whenever you play a different Boulder Dragon, so he's really good. You've then got the Egg, or Strange Violet Boulder, which I guess you could say is the most basic stage. But once per turn you can toss a coin, and if it lands on heads you kill this card to add a Boulder Dragon from your galaxy to your hand, and if it lands on tails it permanently gains 50 health. I've changed this card's stats very slightly since I first made it. It was just slightly too weak on the ability front, but slightly too strong on the stats front, so I've balanced them out. That's it for all the Boulder Dragon cards. I'll put those to the side, although it's not the end of the archetype. We've then got 1 copy of Kronk and 1 copy of Elite Kronk, which you need the regular Kronk for. Then 1 copy of Peblo, just a weak 1-star creature for the planet. Then a common copy of Dare. This is Dare's a rare in set 1, so he's been reprinted in common form for this galaxy. 320 health is the best health out of any 4-star or lower creature, so very nice to have that as a reprint. Then got a new card which is Boople Brick. Again, going with the Oople cards like we've had in previous starter decks, but it's got 20 power and 60 health, so not very strong. But whilst it's on your planet, you can use the ability of the planet card Baro up to twice per turn. I'll just show you the planet card Baro as well. This comes in the deck, and once per turn you can swap around the power and health of 1 Baro creature on your planet, and then it swaps back at the end of your opponent's next turn. But because Boople Brick allows you to do it twice, let's say you want to combo it with Dare, what you can do on your turn is use the planet Baro to switch Dare's power with his health, making him 320 power, which you can use to attack with on your turn, and then you can use Boople Brick's ability to flip his power and health back again on the same turn, so he's got a lot of health for your opponent's turn. That's probably the best combo I can think of with Boople Brick. Then next up we've got a new card, Tron. He's the guy you saw on the back. He's a very cool card. He also combos with Boople Brick, but he's got 150 power, 150 health. He's a 4-star, and I have to say I'm a massive fan of the artwork. I got quite a lot of requests for more robot looking cards on the planet Baro, because it is the desert / tech planet, although there weren't many robots on it previously. But his ability reads, every time this creature's power and health is switched, he gains an extra 50 power and health. So if you're using him with the planet Baro, then every turn you can flip his power and health and you get an extra 50. But with Boople Brick you can flip it twice, so he gain an extra 100 every turn. So after one turn you go up to 250 power and health, then 350, then 450, and he'd just get ridiculous if you keep on using that combo. But yeah, Tron, a very cool card. I don't think it's overpowered at all, which is good, but still definitely fun to play around with. Next up, we've got another new card called Solomancer. It's the only card in the galaxy that isn't from the planet Baro. It's a Gaios card, and it's also a rare. A pretty weak power of 50, but 180 health is good, and his ability is really cool. So when you play him, you choose one of your killed creatures that has more health than power. Let's take Death, for example. So Death's got way more health than power, and then you attach that card to this creature, and then Solomancer gains the difference in that creature's power and health in its power. So Death has 320 health, minus 40 is 280, so Solomancer would gain 280 power, putting him at a huge 330, and for a 3-star that's really good. So Solomancer is going to be a cool card and definitely works really well with the planet Baro. We've then got one last card. I showed this card's counterpart in the last deck, and it is Notam of Sand. So the Notam cards are made for blocking your opponent from playing creatures. It's like a cursed totem thing that goes on their planet. And basically, whilst this creature's on your planet, you cannot play Gaios creatures, which should be fine for you because you're not really playing any apart from Solomancer. But then, when this creature's killed only once, you can play it to your opponent's planet. So that means they can't play any Gaios creatures. And that's going to be really devastating if you're playing against the Night Jungle creatures from the other starter deck, because they're all from the planet Gaios, so it just locks your opponent out of the game. It should be a very good card. Then for the last creature, we've got the Combiner Island Beast. You should have all seen him before. He's a classic card from set 1 with that huge 400 health. So there are all the creatures. I'll get onto the resources now. This is Violet Stone Valley. 2 copies of this. It's a key card to the Boulder Dragon archetype, and basically I won't go through it now, but basically it gets an additional good ability every time you play a Boulder Dragon creature. Then got 1 copy of Super Secret Morale Boosting Secret Handshake. This just helps boost up your power because a lot of Baro creatures have quite low power and high health, so that just changes that. Then 1 copy of Disarm to kill attachment cards. We've then got 1 copy of Battle Conjurer, just adds battle zones to your planet. Also, it's been reprinted in rare, and Resource Conjurer has been reprinted in rare in the other starter decks, so now every Conjurer card can come in rare form, which I think is quite cool. Then got 1 copy of Charge Blaster, 1 copy of Desert Quake, reprinted in common from the first time. Then 1 copy of Galactibo, and 1 copy of Universe Boundary. That's it for the resources. Then on to the attachment cards. Got 1 copy of Barish Sands. It just switches the power and health of the attached creature. So if you use that with Tron, it's going to give him that extra 50 power and health. 1 copy of Blaze Elixir, so your creatures can attack twice. 1 copy of Powerproof Suit. The attached creature loses its special ability, which you're going to want to do to some of your opponent's cards normally. However, you could use it on your Berserker Boulder Dragon, so it loses its ability and it'd stay on your planet forever, effectively. So Powerproof Suit could be comboed off well there. We've then got Mountain Stronghold, because it's just a good card that has synergy with the planet Baro. Now for the Activator Cards. Got 1 copy of Go Berserk. This card allows you to sacrifice a regular Boulder Dragon or Big Boulder Dragon to bring out a Berserk Boulder Dragon that's either killed or in your hand. Quite a fun card. We've then got 1 copy of a new card, which is a rare called Humongous Creation. I'm a really big fan of the art on here. As you can see, it's kind of like the dawn of creation. If you haven't followed the lore of the Chaos Galaxy, basically the card Humongous Ancient Rockman was the first creature ever to exist, and it was on the planet Baro, so this is kind of like the creation of him coming to life. You can see his head and his hand coming out the rocks. But basically, when a Baro creature on your planet is killed by an opponent's attack or card ability, you get to draw 1 card, and then if that card's a Baro creature, you can draw another card. So effectively, you could be drawing 2 and +1ing yourself, which is really good, although this card is very, very kind of exclusive to just Baro themed decks, which is unfortunate, but still, I really like the artwork and it's definitely a good card. I've got 1 copy of Crash Landing 2, which is the last card in the Galaxy. Just halves your opponent's creature's power, so they can't get over your Baro cards. So guys, thanks for watching this video. Let me know what your favourite card is from this Galaxy. I think there's some really good new cards being introduced to the game here. I think Tron, just down here, is definitely one of my favourites, and Humongous Creation I really like the artwork of. Let me know what you think of the Boulder Dragons as an archetype. Let me know how you think they stand up against the mighty Night Jungle cards. Because I'll definitely be doing a battle video between the 2 decks very, very soon to kind of prove which one's better. But if not, this deck is now available on the Game Crafter. If you want to head to the link in the description below, you can buy yourself a deck and support the channel. But apart from that, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of these cards. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.